Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Friday afternoon, April 24th. We're looking at the last 2 days of the market profile of the SPY ETF. And yes, I'm a bit baffled by this price action. Incredible, weird day. We stopped the one-time framing up. We almost had an inside day. We took out the low by only 25 cents. We almost took out the high, almost had a chance for an outside day up. The ES had an inside day. We have an inside week, which is going to make for some really interesting times next week. This day's price action was something to behold. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it, where we were 6 for 6 wide. Looked like we were going to have a B shape. Value, even with this entire move up, is overlapping to lower. It pulled it up on the day. It actually went lower on the day. Overlapping to lower. So to me, this price action is absolute garbage. I was looking for an afternoon rally high. Obviously didn't get it. Luckily, I stayed out of trouble because I said if we take out G's high, we're going to be taking out the day's high. And that's exactly what we did. I finally got on board. I'll go over my day in a minute. But now the volume, here's the kicker on this. 77 million. By far the worst over the past 2.5 months. And this is, again, on a day where we're up pretty good. I'm just kind of amazed at, we didn't pull back. We had a chance for 4 sets of single prints. We had a chance for a trend day up 4 times. Now, one lasted for mere seconds, but the other 3 lasted for a minute or a couple of minutes or whatever. So 0 for 4 on that. Now, I know a lot of people will call this a trend day up, and that's fine because you know what? Being long obviously was the easier play since the low of the day. I had a decent day. I took 1 long on the day and 6 shorts. Lost money on only 1 of them. And that was early in the day when I tried to play Innovator. All my shorts here made money. I lost in B period, which I'll talk about in a minute. So, a very strange day indeed. So we open A period. I said I wasn't going to do much unless we got somewhere around the afternoon rally high from yesterday. Well, we did it right away in A, and I never did it. Never got a chance. Happened fast. Went back and forth through the opening. Finally took a small short, traded it down, and had a good trade. Now, B period's where I got myself in trouble. B started coming down, and I said, I would think the odds are very good of taking out A's low, taking out yesterday's low, and get into the afternoon pullback low from the 22nd. So when B got close to A's low, I played the diffusion model. I played Innovator. I got short. Now, it wasn't big, but I got short, and it went against me. I added. It came in. I started adding, and then at one point, I actually had a chance to get out of it for a profit and didn't. Even though I was short from all the way down here, around the midpoint, I had a chance to get short for a profit, to cover for a profit. I didn't. Went against me. I put it to bed. So now I was in a hole because it took out what I was up in A period. C period started going higher. I did nothing. But then C period showed absolutely no legs going anywhere. So when C dipped back into B, I got short again for decent size, took it down, and got back everything that I had lost in B period. When D period started, now, by this time now I'm saying to myself, well, I don't know what the sellers have, so I really don't want to sell below unless we have single prints. I would rather fade it if it came back in. However, that didn't mean once D took out C, I didn't want to get short, and I did, and took it down, took it off at around B's low. That was a good trade. So now I didn't do anything in D. I'm sorry, I didn't get long in D, right? We made the new low, came back. I was waiting to see if we were going to make a new low, but Obviously, the rest of the day we didn't. I did nothing in E, started one time framing up. Did nothing in F, continuing up. So then in G, I said, okay, I don't mind shorting it between F and C's high. If we get above C's high, I'm not going to be comfortable. I did it a couple of times, it worked, and then I had some left, and it went higher above C. I got out of it. I didn't lose money on the trade. I gave some back. H period balance. Now I said to my room, things changed. Because at one point, value did go unchanged for me. I don't think it ever did in the ES, but it did for me. So value went unchanged. The POC got raised. The perfect POC was gone. The POC got raised. I said, something's not right. I don't want to short this right now. If it pulls back, I want to be a buyer. I was now looking for an afternoon pullback low. Well, it never happened, right? So I did nothing in H. Then I took out G's high. Now, I didn't do anything. Now, I could have gotten long a lot of times. I just stayed out of it. And then finally, when we took out the opening, I said, well, we are definitely going to take out the day's high. Now, we had already taken out the day's low. We had already taken out the initial balance low. So taking out both of them isn't great odds. But we had not taken out the overnight low or high yet. So when I got above the open, I said, we are definitely taking out. That's 95% you get one of those. I said, so the odds of us taking out today's high, so we're going to take out both sides of initial balance and getting the pre-market high are good. So I finally got long decent amount, like 40 calls right above the opening, popped the top, got out of them, and we got the afternoon rally high. We finally got it, and the pre-market high, and went flat. Should have held on to them, obviously, but I got flat. So that was a good trade. That was my long trade in I. And then I did one more trade. Shorted K. I shorted K period. I faded K. When K made a new high, I was like, we're getting to a point. Actually, I apologize. After I got out of that long, I started doing some shorts, and each time they came in, I took it off. I don't think I did a short in I. I did the long in I, but I shorted J, came back in off. K, back in off. Every time to fill the single prints. And they were small trades. And I did nothing in L. Well, I might have done one more short like that. Now, M period at 350 algo. I said to my room, if it goes up, the only reason it's going to go up is to maybe get the day's high. But I was like, this price action is horrendous. So instead of buying it, I had puts lined up. If we got above M's high, took out C's high, I would have been more than comfortable taking a put trade up here to see if it flushed back down or even holding them to Monday. It never got the chance. M actually, with the market up, the algo went down, but nothing big, and it really didn't do anything. We basically have a double distribution day today, just like we had yesterday. We traded in the lower end of the distribution all morning, and then we traded in the upper end of the distribution all afternoon. Well, we have the same thing now. G's high, from G's high down is the lower distribution. And from A's high, J's low is the upper distribution. So we have very poor structure right in here. This price action was horrendous, I think. I would not be surprised if in Globex or Monday morning we're trading at least right back in here. But it remains to be seen. I went home flat. I never got those 287 puts. I went home flat. So that was my trading. Okay, destinations for Monday. 283.70, today's high for the first one on the upside. Then 283.94. So if we take out today's high, we will take out that high. Okay? Then, on the upside, we would have 285.13, which is the afternoon rally high from the 20th. And then two weekly highs, 286.29 and 287.30. And those are going to be very important when we talk on the chart, when we look at the charts. For the downside, we went out with a price probe and a price spike, right? We made a new high in the last half hour. So L's high of 282.93 is your first downside destination. We closed right above it. Then I's high of 281.56 is where the price spike started. Okay, we made a new high. I said anytime JKL makes a new high and we continue to go, well, that's a spike. We spiked higher. If we close above it, that's a reference point for where buyers were. Now, after that price spike, we don't have anything until today's low of 278.50. So $3 lower. Shows you what we went up on, right? No single prints, no 9 wide, nothing. Then below that, we have 278.22 afternoon pullback low from the 22nd, which I really thought we would have gotten. That's why I played Innovator in B period. 276.91 daily low. 273.86 9 wide from the 21st. 272.02 daily low, and then 271.41 weekly low, and the bottom of our 11-day balance. And that's going to be important when we get to the charts. And let's get to them right now. I know this video is a little longer, but it's a recap of the week, and I think it's pretty important what transpired today and on the week. It was not the easiest day to trade. I only had that one losing trade. I made money in all the others, but the price action was extremely weird and not the easiest. All right, so monthly, 4 days to go in the month. Once again, we're $5 above that 278 level. We've been back and forth through it pretty good for the past week. 4 days to see if we close above it. We are one time framing down, and here's even something more interesting. We have an inside month. That's the longest time frame. The odds of taking out last month's high or low, I'm going to say, are very slim unless something really big happens in the next 4 trading days. So we had an inside week this week. That's the second longest time frame that's going to have that. So next month will be incredibly interesting because we have an inside month. Weekly, one time framing up. Now I'm calling that first week, even though we took it out. We almost had an outside week up. We took it out and closed up there. So 1, 2, 3. I'm saying 5 weeks. One time framing up for 5 weeks. Pretty good. However, we got no distance away from last week, this week, and we traded totally inside of it. That's your inside week. We also, for now, have a triple top. The week of March 9th, 288.52 is the high of it, and then you have these last 2 weeks I just gave you, which also coincide with that incredibly critical 287 level. So if we come out of an inside week to the upside next week, we have to get that 288.52 and get accepted above it, because for me, that's the big one. That's the high of the triple top. If we get accepted above it and close above it, well, then this 287 level might become a support area. So we have to remain to be seen. On the flip side, if we can't take out these 3 weekly highs and we take out this week's low, well, for sure, last week's low is going to go, and then there's really nothing down to 256.73. There'll be pit stops in the mid-260s, but on the longer term, you would be looking at the 256.73 level. So a lot's going to come out of whoever wins that inside week, right? You go with it and monitor it for continuation, or just as importantly, lack of. So if we take out these 2 weeks highs and fail at this one and then close back inside of these two, well, that's lack of continuation. That's lack of. We close above it, well, then you monitor it and it's still going higher. And then on the daily, we are now in an 11-day balance. The middle of it is 279.30, I think. So we did close a solid $3.5 above the middle. We did close above the 50-day moving average. So 4 out of the last 6 trading days, we've traded through it. 2 times we closed above it, 2 times we closed below it. Indecision, market imbalance is waiting for more market-generated information. Now, I can say price action stunk all I want, and I'm going to. It was horrible today. And we did stop the one-time framing up, right? We were one-time framing up 2 days. Now, I know ES didn't, but SPY did. You can basically call this an inside day. So we have a market that's looking to explode on one side or the other. Inside month coming up, inside week is here, and you could basically say this was an inside day. So something is going to give in the very near future. this 11-day balance is going to be all telling, because this is the first step to coming out of the weekly and the monthly. So as poor as this price action was today, if buyers are still around on Monday and we take out these two daily highs, well, then you're going to go test these two highs. And those are two weekly highs. And then the inside week to the upside is a possibility. If, however, the price action, because I said it was so poor, causes us on Monday to open at the bottom of these 2 days and take them out, well, then we're going to go test that 272.02 level at some point, and then the week, right, which is last week's low, right? You'd have a pit stop at 276.91. If that didn't hold, well, lo and behold, 270.02, and then you try to stop the one-time framing up in the weekly and have an inside week down. There is a lot technically riding on what's taking place in this market right now. It's a big range, $16. It could go on for a little while longer, but just like a boiling pot of water finally explodes or spring snaps, this market is telling us once it gets the information it needs, it's either going to pop or drop. We had a great week in our room again. We're 100 strong. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Have a great night, awesome weekend, and I'll speak to you prior to the opening on Monday.